And, Olivia, what do you expect him to do? I mean, knowing him and having worked for him, he wants to run for president. He still wants the support of the Republican base, much of which is still very tied to Donald Trump. But he also is somebody who Donald Trump completely turned on January 6th. And we don't know if it was before or just on January. I mean, he literally was posting threatening tweets about Mike Pence. That Cassidy Hutchinson and others testified put Mike Pence in even more danger because there was an armed mob already busting into the Capitol, and he still wouldn't stop. Is Mike Pence the type of person who will say, you know what, my loyalty is gone. I'm going to tell the whole truth and not risk anything for this man anymore?
Yeah, that's a tough question because that is the mystery of Mike Pence. I do think that he loves this country. I'll say that he'll exhibit that loyalty. He exhibited on January 6th. And so I think that there is a part of him where he believes his faith, and I think he will do the right thing for the country, especially in this moment. I think it's critical. Now, the other hand of it is he's also very politically calculated. I mean, I know that he has been wanting that presidency for a long time. And so, as we watch him, I watch him walk this fine line where he sometimes dips his toe in the water and he calls Donald Trump out, but then he quickly retrieves. And so, in a testimony like this, it's behind closed doors. Why not just set the record straight and be forthcoming about everything that happened and all of the pressure that was placed on you? And I also want to know, why didn't you want to get in that far?
Yeah.
Why were you so concerned about it, right? But I think for him, that base is not coming back to him. And I don't know how many times he needs to be told that. I don't know who is advising him.
Yeah.
I don't know what delusional dream he's having that these voters that he lost on January 6th are going to come back and vote for him. So why not pave a different way? And I think that is the problem with Mike Pence. He hasn't done that, even though he writes in his book, but even as he's apologetic, right? He continues to be a Trump apologist over and over again, regardless of the fact that he put his family at risk, regardless of the fact that he's now going to go head on probably into 2024 against someone that he knows is a madman. He's lived this firsthand. I've seen it firsthand. But he still refuses to separate himself because I think he knows that that's where the Republican Party is.
Yeah.
And he needs them. He needs that base.
Well, and, the thing about grand juries is that they don't care. And Nick Akerman, if you had him, for, as you said, hours and hours and hours, what would you want to ask him? I mean, myself personally, I would also want to know what those Secret Service agents were saying. Did you trust those Secret Service agents? Because this could be about Donald Trump, but it could also be about some of them. What would you want to know?
Oh, I think we'd
I would want to know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I think we'd want to know exactly what his suspicion was based on. I mean, why did he think they were trying to whisk him out of the Capitol so quickly? Was it one of the people that was close to Donald Trump that was in charge of doing that? Did somebody say something to him? I mean, I'm sure he knew that part of this whole plot was to stop that vote, stop the Congress from considering the electoral count, and that one way to do it was to get him off premises, get him out of the Capitol. So I think, he probably did have other conversations with people. I mean, don't forget, once Mike Pence told him there's no way, no how I'm going to do this, Donald Trump knew that the only way he was going to stop this whole count was through the violence, through the disruption and the chaos that ensued at the Capitol. And that one of the ways to do it, of course, was to get Mike Pence out of the Capitol as a result of all this violence and use the Secret Service as a foil and an excuse to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Pence is no idiot. I mean, he had to know what was going on.
Yeah.
And he had lots of detailed conversations with Donald Trump. And that's what they're going to go through in minute detail. There is no way he can play both sides of the aisle on this thing and try and somehow come out looking like politically okay with the base and telling the truth. It just can't be done here. And I think where he's going to really have the problem is if Donald Trump does get indicted and he's got to show up as a witness. I mean, it's going to be an amazing scene. I mean, the government calls former Vice President Pence, Mr. Pence, do you know Donald Trump? Yes. Can you point him out to the jury, please? I mean, it's really going to be a pretty momentous occasion. First time ever in American history that anything like this has ever